How's it going, everybody? I'm Sharp. I'm here today to talk to you about WWDC, that's the Worldwide Developers Conference. So it's a brand new keynote that Apple has just unveiled. They covered a bunch of new features coming out. We've got watchOS, tvOS, iOS, and the macOS. So with all these things, there's so much to talk about. Let's get into it. So the first one I want to talk about is iOS 12. It's going to be coming out usually around the fall is when they drop it. One of the new features they're going to have is a ruler. Now, it sounds pretty simple, but it's an AR-enabled ruler. You can actually take your phone, and if you want to measure a table, just hold it here, click, drag it over, click. It'll measure it. You don't need an actual ruler. You don't need anything else except for the phone you already have in your pocket. One of the cool features with AR that they're coming out with is multi-user AR. One of the demos that they had was that there was I'm surprised they didn't do Angry Birds, because that seems like something that would have just been obvious, but they had a similar Angry Birds type setup. They had a table, and there was two different people with iPads, and they were able to kind of slingshot an imaginary ball from one side of the table, knock over the person's buildings on the other side, and then there was another person across. You could see them in your screen, and they were doing the same to you. So another cool thing they're going to have is Siri suggestions. So this is going to be pretty cool because your phone already basically knows where you go every day. It knows your routine. It knows where you're headed to work, to the coffee shop. When you wake up in the morning, it's going to say to you, do you want to get a coffee? Click, yes I do. Order it. You go and you pick up your coffee. Okay, so now it's going to tell you, don't forget about that meeting you had. And you don't even have to program any of this. It's in your calendar. It knows your routine. Everything's already there. It's just reminding you about these things without you having to remind yourself. With photos, they're adding it also. It's going to have a better search option, but if you've got photos from a certain event that you were there with your friends, you've got your photos, you can take those photos and share them to your friend. It's automatically going to go on their phone and take events from that same night and share them to you. So that way you can have all the photos they've got all the photos you've got. There's a cool new feature that they're bringing out. It's called Memoji. So this is like a me style head that you can create for yourself. You can customize it in so many different ways, changing the skin tone, adding glasses. You can actually have it pop over top of your head. Talk to somebody in real time with this Memoji on your head, and it's speaking. They've added tongue detection. So you wouldn't even think that a tongue would be something that you would need to have detected. But you can have it there, and so when you stick out your tongue, the Memoji tongue is going to come out also. That's pretty cool that this is something that they even thought would be needed. So there's a few cool new features that they brought out for watchOS 5. There's a competitive activity tracker that you can use, and basically have a competition with your friends. You're going to know who's in the lead, who's been working out more that week, that day, and you're going to know I'm better, and that's all that matters. They're also coming out with a walkie-talkie feature for it. Now this is going to be pretty neat. Something I've been thinking about for a while using Siri or just tablets in your home, but this is something you can just use on your wrist. You're always going to have it. You don't have to go to the wall. You're going to have the walkie-talkie feature. You just tap on it, talk to somebody else who's in your home. It works on cellular and Wi-Fi, so you don't even really need to be near the person. You just have to have the watch. One of the other cool features I noticed that they're bringing out for watchOS is going to be podcasts. You can have just podcasts instantly on your watch. You're not going to need your phone. You don't have to have your laptop available. You've got it all right there on your wrist. So they also brought up tvOS. So with Apple TV, I'm a big fan of Apple TV. One of the big features was they were going to be using Dolby Atmos for the sound. So they're going to be, instead of just having standard, say 5.1 or 7.1 surround around you, with Dolby Atmos, you can have the sound kind of more directional in where you need it. If you need something pointing down, there's like a rock hitting the ground over here. That's kind of the concept of Dolby Atmos. There's not too many changes, but I'm still a big fan of Apple TV, so I'm sticking with it no matter what. So with Mac, they're bringing out some new features too. They're deciding that they need to take some of the iOS apps that they've got and bring them over to Mac. So they're doing that with HomeKit. You're going to be able to control lights or blinds or fans or coffee makers if you've got it. And you're going to be able to control that with your Mac and set everything up. So usually on the Mac, everything is basically got this kind of white or gray background. They're going to be changing that with a dark mode. It's going to be changing everything in kind of the background, the frames around all your screens. They're going to be dark now instead. So it's going to make, say, pictures pop off the screen. It's already available on the TV, I know that, on Apple TV. It's kind of a neat feature and just gives you kind of an alternate way to look at things. They're also introducing continuity. So with this, you're going to have your Mac there, and you want to add a document. You've got a piece of paper here, you've got your Mac here. You don't want to get the printer and the scanner and kind of change everything over. So with Continuity, you're going to be able to take your iPhone and place it over top of the paper. Click, take a picture, it's going to automatically switch it and put it into the document that you're using. And it's kind of cool how they're using the iPhone with the Mac. Perhaps they'll bring out something in the future with the watch, but that's what the Developers Conference is all about, coming up with ideas and showing people what's available. Well, thanks for watching. That's my quick summary of the keynote that happened, the WWDC. So thanks for watching again. I'm Sharp, and check me out on Twitter at just1sharp, and also I'm on Facebook under Chris Harp. So thanks again for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you like this video, and check out any of my other videos I've got on there, and I'll see you next time.